Hello, and welcome to the webcast titled Start a Business Plan in 1 Hour. My name is Sierra Ladroma. I'm an associate with Griffin Hammis Associates. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and my contact information is listed on this slide and will be listed again on the last slide of this presentation. So please feel free to reach out to connect or to continue a conversation about business plans. So this presentation will be as interactive as you'd like it to be. I'll be walking through the fundamental parts of the business plan and asking you questions that you can answer in regards to a business plan you may be supporting someone with now, or maybe writing for yourself, or you can go ahead and just follow along with the business example that I provide. So please feel free to pause this presentation at any time to take notes or have discussion. The objectives of this session is to grow a better understanding of the fundamental pieces of a business plan and why it's important to have one, to really consider necessary accommodations that prioritizes the business owner's skills, interests, and supports needed, to learn about resources available, and to start a live draft of a business plan in hopes that you can continue to develop that plan with the business owner or yourself and the team. So let's dive in. So first things first, what is a business plan? Ultimately, a business plan is a working document that serves as a roadmap for running the business and guides prospective business owners through each stage of starting and managing a business. So let's go ahead and switch our mindset from what a business plan is to why a business plan is even important. Business plans are written for so many reasons, and all of them are equally important. Many businesses seek out funding through commercial lenders, micro lenders, investors, maybe government sources such as grants or state vocational rehabilitation agencies, business centers, or family and friends. Now, many, if not all of these entities require a complete business plan. So let's talk about the why. So lenders, investors, and anyone who may be providing funding to a business wants to know that their money is going to be used responsibly, accurately, and ultimately to start, grow, and maintain a business that they truly believe in. They want to know that prospective business owner has done the research and planning in starting a business that allows them to pay them back maybe one day. A thorough and complete business plan is the document that gives assurance to funders. It shows them that prospective business owners have a plan and have thought through the details of customers, products, services, marketing, financials, contingencies, and growth. Now, what are some other reasons to have a business plan? Business plans are not only a great required resource from funders, but they also are a strong resource for the prospective business owner. Business plans encourage and ask business owners and their team members to think through each and every part of running the business. Now, why would someone want to do this? A business plan allows a business owner and their support team to identify potential gaps, understand day-to-day components of running a business, to create contingency plans, to understand inventory and supply, to understand business finances, to identify customers and trends, and to develop a marketing plan that supports the growth and maintenance of the business. So a completed, thorough business plan invites the business owner and their team to look at every single aspect of the business as a big picture and as the little details. Lastly, a business plan is a resource that business owners and their teams can use as a roadmap. Think about going on a long trip. Let's say you and your friends are going on a camping trip. It'll take 8 hours to get to the destination, and then you plan on staying for 4 nights. This is not a grab your keys and go scenario. There's planning that needs to happen in order to ensure safety, arrival, food, hygiene, adventure, communication, directions. It's important to plan a route, have contingency plans, and spend thorough time on the details to ensure a successful, fun trip for everyone involved. A business plan is very similar in this way. It requires everyone involved to look into the details, to create a plan, to create contingency plans, to understand what it will take and who it will take to start, build, and grow the business, and how much money it's going to cost and make. Now, a business plan is a working document. This means as a business grows, it's absolutely encouraged that the business owner and their team members revisit the business plan often to revise, update, and add to the current state, growth, and new information, trends, and outcomes the business is experiencing. So we've talked about why a business plan is important. Let's go through a business plan, its fundamental pieces, and work through an example together. So these are the standard business plan sections. So we've got the executive summary, the company summary, the product and or service summary, the summary of market research, the marketing plan, the operations plan, the management plan, and then the financial section. Now, as we go through the sections of the business, I'll be using an example of a baker that wants to start a business making and selling cookies, bars, pies, and breads. So feel free to follow along with this example, or if you are working with someone now and starting the process of building a plan, or if you are in the process of building a business plan, feel free to answer the questions with their business in mind. So let's start with talking about the executive summary. So the executive summary has one goal. It's used to provide a brief, impactful overview of the entire business plan. The executive summary communicates information from all sections of the plan. So the summary is typically read first by funders or other supporting entities. But knowing this, it's important to really highlight the strengths, reasons, and the plan of the business. Now take note, the executive summary is read first, but it's often written last. So you want to support the prospective business owner and their team in completing a thorough business plan, so then you can pull the most important information in order to make an intriguing, informative executive summary. So knowing this, let's move on to what's called the company summary. The company summary provides a brief overview of the business. So a mission statement and company objectives can be involved in the company summary section. This is typically a 2 to 3 sentence description of the company, its name, its location, the products and or services, and distribution options. So this is Taylor. This is an example that we'll work through today. Taylor loves baking, feeding people, spending time in the kitchen, and working with her hands. In her family and friend group, she is the go-to when it comes to any and all baked goods. She started baking with her grandma and grandpa when she was a young kid, and her skills and interests have just blossomed through the years. Taylor wants to start selling her baked goods to others and wants to start a business. So let's say this is the first draft of Taylor's company summary. The main dish is a bakery that sells bread, cookies, pies, and bars. So essentially, I mean, that's a great start, right? It's shared what the name of the business is and the product and or service. Now, we'll want to guide the prospective business owner into highlighting the uniqueness of their business. So you can ask, why do they want to do this? What joy does it bring them? Ask about Taylor's time with her grandparents and how they started cooking together. Ask why Taylor wants to call her business the main dish. So let's say in this example, you have a conversation with Taylor and her team members made up of her family, her friends, service providers, and community members. Taylor shares that her grandma's favorite foods are baked goods. She also shared that her grandma is immunocompromised and her grandpa learned how to bake these vegan and gluten-free baked goods when her grandma was diagnosed with celiac disease and felt a positive health difference when she followed a gluten and vegan lifestyle. In these conversations, you realize that some people didn't even know that Taylor's baked goods are gluten-free and dairy-free because they taste just the same or better than other cookies. Now, that right there is the aha moment. Taylor has spent years learning how to cook delicious family recipes that are gluten-free and vegan, and she's been doing this in order for her grandma and others who experience celiac disease to enjoy their favorite baked goods. So after learning more about Taylor's why and the history of her baking, you, Taylor, and the team craft a new company summary. The main dish serves shockingly delicious vegan and gluten-free pies, cookies, bars, and breads through custom orders and special events in Bend, Oregon. Now, you can expand on the company's summary by adding even more personality, such as our family recipes started because grandma has celiac disease and grandpa wouldn't let her live without her favorite treats. It is our mission to give everyone at the table a main dish dessert. If you're supporting a prospective business owner, feel free to pause the video right now to write down some initial ideas, questions, or words that pop into your mind when it comes to creating a company summary. So let's switch gears and talk about the section on product and service summary. This section should clearly detail the specific product and or service that the business provides. It needs to be clear to readers what the business provides and needs that it serves. So we know that Taylor wants to start a bakery business. So let's get into a product description and go through a couple of questions. But remember, feel free to pause and take notes or just follow along. The first question is, what is the product or service, right? Think about what the primary items will be and what might come along as complementary. So Taylor will be focused on 4 product categories. We've got cookies, bars, pies, and breads. She will always sell her fan favorite products, which are salted caramel, chocolate chip and oatmeal cookies. She will always sell monster cookie bars. The pies that people can count on are apple pie and some sort of berry pie. And as for bread, she will always have loaves available and a garlic and thyme focaccia. Taylor will offer different seasonal items throughout the year, but will always have these core items available for order and special events. Customers are able to request for different menu items, but depending on season and availability and capability, Taylor can say yes or no. And if no, she will share with the customer something similar on her menu. Now, Taylor does provide catering services and custom order services. And at this time, Taylor does not offer any delivery services outside of Bend, Oregon. Now let's talk about location. So where is the business going to be held? How are customers going to use that product and or service? Now, in Taylor's example, customers are able to connect to Taylor via email, phone, social media, or at special events to place their orders. And remember, Taylor only operates in Bend, Oregon, and Taylor's business is based out of her home. Now, next question, what about the hours of operation? So when are customers able to reach the product and or service? Now, in Taylor's example, customers are able to reach the main dish at all times via email, phone, or social media. But Taylor and team members will share that their response time is during the business hours of Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Taylor and team will not be responding to calls or messages outside of those business windows. And Taylor does participate in special events such as catered events or pop-up markets. And during this time, Taylor plans on passing out business cards for inquiries and orders and will not be taking any custom orders or events scheduling during on-site events. So we talked about the what, where, and when. Now let's talk about the why. This involves a conversation about the market and the business niche. So what really sets that person apart? What makes them unique? Now, in Taylor's business, she is an exclusive vegan and gluten-free bakery and happens to be the only one in Oregon. She is able to cater to baked goods fans, but is also able to bring delicious options to people who experience celiac disease and those that choose a vegan lifestyle. So this niche opens up her customer base to baked good lovers and beyond for health reasons and inclusivity. So it's time to talk about the how. What will the prospective business owner's involvement be in the business? Let's break this into some clarifying questions, right? So what do they want to do and can do? What do they not want to do but can do with support? What are they unable to do and will need support in completing that task for the business? What supports will be in place? And then who will provide these supports? So in Taylor's business called The Main Dish, she wants to be involved in all aspects of the business, but knows that her skills are best used in the kitchen and showcasing her baked goods at special events. So Taylor is going to be the head baker, and with occasional support from her grandparents and cousins for big events and custom orders. Taylor wants to and is able to talk about the ingredients of every baked good that she makes. This is important as she is able to educate customers with dietary restrictions exactly what goes into each item. Taylor's immediate family, cousin, and grandparents help her with boxing up custom orders and delivering them within the Bend, Oregon area. Taylor does not drive, and her family members are able to help her with the transportation for orders and to and from events. Taylor provides a pickup option for orders, and this way the customer will pick up from her rather than Taylor needing to go anywhere. Taylor's parents help with taking and replying to messages and calls. Taking orders, and a family member or two is always present with Taylor at special events to help with taking money via card, Venmo, and cash and keeping the space organized. Taylor and her support team have decided to hire an accountant who serves as the bookkeeper and completes all business taxes. The accountant they found is a family friend who's providing services to Taylor at a discounted rate. The accountant has referred a friend in banking who serves as Taylor's banker. And Taylor works with a certified benefits counselor to ensure that her wages are reported and her benefits are monitored as she starts and grows her business. Now, Taylor, her cousin, and her dad all have access to Taylor's Facebook and Instagram account. Taylor mainly takes pictures on her cell phone and posts these on her business platform. She is also active on her platform stories. Now, Taylor's dad takes photos with a professional camera during events or big baking days and then posts them onto all of the platforms. Taylor's cousin is a primary contact on the social media platforms and handles all messages that come through Facebook and Instagram for ordering and questions. Taylor's cousin and mom supports Taylor in finding and ordering quality boxes and packaging options for Taylor's baked goods. And Taylor's grandparents and cousins help her in ordering and buying baking inventory for her menu and custom orders. Now, Taylor is able to keep items organized in the large pantry and does great maintenance inventory of supplies. Now, that was a lot to think about, but this is the power of a business plan. We want to create a strategic roadmap or outline of who is doing what and what does that look like. It's important to take note of all the team members and their roles in the business plan. But let's go ahead and switch gears and talk about the prospective business owner and why the business makes sense to that person. So how would you describe the person and the fit to that potential business or concept? So with Taylor and The Main Dish, Taylor grew up learning how to bake vegan and gluten-free baked goods from her grandparents. It was this, and then that her love with baking and feeding and people grew, right? She realized that people are able to enjoy what they love if you learn how to adjust the recipe just a little bit. Taylor uses this example as her and her family make adjustments in life for her to accommodate her disability and still enjoy all of her favorite activities. Taylor independently bakes delicious baked goods that people rave about. She is naturally social and inviting, and word has gotten around about her shockingly delicious vegan and gluten-free treats. Family, friends, and other community members have asked Taylor to make them baked goods in the past, and many have commented that they should start a business because they would be customers. Taylor has the people in her life that can act as natural supports, and starting the business is a great fit for Taylor and her skills, supports, and interests, right? So Taylor has also expressed wanting to work to save money to pay bills, to buy things that she likes, and to be financially independent. She never considered self-employment, but after finding out that this is more than realistic to do, she has been giving her all to create the main dish. Now, it's important to work with prospective business owners and their teams in identifying long and short-term goals. So how do they see their business growing? What products or services do they want to see in the future? And how much money do they want to make? These are just some example questions. So, in Taylor's example, she's interested in the idea of having a brick and mortar place, but sees that as a very long term goal, as she doesn't want to pay for overhead costs like rent, supplies, and a commercial kitchen. Taylor has a short term goal of wanting to create a seasonal menu that people can count on. Taylor would like to hire an additional baker or two in the future to help her with completing large custom orders or work on separate orders. Taylor and her team have a goal to save money to buy a van for her business to be used for orders and events. Taylor also has a goal of creating relationships with business owners who would want to sell her products in their store on a regular basis. Taylor and her team want to do 1 to 3 events a month while having regular and consistent custom orders a month as well. So it's important that Taylor and her team are setting approximate timelines and clarity in these goals. A thorough business plan means looking into the details of the business, including the process of identifying customers, competition, and capability of the business. So let's talk about the 3 C's, and we'll talk about the first C titled customers. Identifying customers of a business is an essential part of planning as it helps the prospective business owner and their team strategize products, services, and marketing to get the attention of the people who want and need that business. So here are 7 questions to work through with the prospective business owner and their team members in regards to customers. So who are your customers? Where do your customers live? Why would they buy this product and or service? Will they be a one-time or repeat customer? Is there a price consideration? What qualities what quality do these customers expect? What need is this meeting for the customer? So let's go through each of these questions with Taylor and the business of the main dish in mind. So the first one, who are her customers? So remember, Taylor is the only vegan and gluten-free bakery in Bend, Oregon, and in general, the state of Oregon. Her customers are people who enjoy baked goods, but also products that bring joy and inclusivity to those who are vegan and who have celiac disease. The second question is, where do Taylor's customers live? So Taylor only sells in Bend, Oregon. So let's say for now, she's not mailing out any of her products and she's not delivering outside of Bend. So people can certainly come to Bend to get her products at a special event or for custom orders, but her primary customers live in the Bend, Oregon area. Now, why would people buy Taylor's products? There are many reasons. Some may buy simply because they're delicious. Others may buy because of their vegan dietary needs. Some may buy because of their celiac disease, and some may check all 3 of these boxes. Essentially, customers want to have a tasty option for baked goods, and they find that in Taylor's products. So will Taylor have one-time or repeat customers? So as customers discover the main dish and the delicious vegan and gluten-free options available year-round, including a seasonal menu, Taylor and her team predict that they will experience repeat customers. One-time customers may occur at special events or as people are visiting Bend, Oregon, and don't live there. Now, is there a price consideration that Taylor's customers expect? Taylor and her team know that maintaining a vegan and gluten-free bakery has its costs with specialty products and ingredients. Taylor and her team have researched competition in Bend, Oregon, and are keeping their prices at a similar range while charging slightly more on specific products based on the ingredients and demand. So Taylor and her team are confident that the taste and the quality of the products will be showcased rather than the price of products, and customers will continue to return for more. So this leads us into the question of, what do Taylor's customers expect when it comes to quality? Now, Taylor is able to educate customers exactly what goes into each product that she creates. Her family members have identified packages and branding that showcase the quality of the goods and the business. Taylor and her family provide quality checks of ingredients and supplies to ensure no cross-contamination occurs with the products and the baking process. Taylor is also very transparent with prices and always completes orders by due date and times. So let's answer the last question with Taylor's business. What need is the main dish meeting for the customers? Customers are receiving a delicious treat that meets dietary needs and restrictions based on choice or health diagnosis. These delicious treats are gluten-free and vegan, but have proven over and over again that they are loved by everyone. Now let's talk about competition. The competition is any other business who is providing the same or similar product and or service that may have the same or similar customer base as a prospective business owner. So it's important to identify and learn about the competition in order to showcase the uniqueness of the prospective business owner and their product and service. So in this section, it's important to ask these questions and have a thorough conversation. So who is the competition? Will it be easy for another competitor to enter the market? Will the business compete on price, quality, or both? Can competitors be turned into partners? What makes this product and or service better than or different from the competition? Talking about and including information about competition is a great way to strategize how a business determines its products, marketing, and pricing. The first question asks, who is Taylor's competition? So Taylor's competition is essentially any bakery in Bend, Oregon, as well as any cafe or bakery that sells gluten-free and vegan items. Many of Taylor's customers may also be frequent visitors to these other businesses for health reasons or for taste reasons. Now, will it be easy for another competitor to enter Taylor's market? Taylor and her team do believe that another business will offer gluten-free and vegan options in the future, but with that, she will continue to be the only one that has menus that are exclusively for both. As more and more people are being diagnosed for celiac disease and interested in a healthier alternative, other businesses will be offering options that are vegan and gluten-free. So as this happens, Taylor and her support team know that they will keep up with the trends and revisit their business plan and menus as time goes by. So will competition compete with Taylor's price, quality, or both? Taylor and her team feel that her price mark for her items are all reasonable and comparable to other bakeries in Bend, Oregon, and in general, the state of Oregon. Taylor and her team prioritize quality and safety of all products and know that her prices are higher, but the quality is consistent and reputable. Other businesses are not seen as a threat to Taylor because she is the only exclusive gluten-free vegan bakery in Oregon, and her recipes are family secrets that have never been replicated by any competition. So let's talk about how competitors can become partners. The next question is, can Taylor find a way to partner with any of her competitors? Absolutely. Taylor and her support team know that a goal of theirs is to partner with businesses to sell Taylor's baked goods. So for example, it would be great to partner with a coffee shop as their everyday baked goods provider. Taylor would love to see her baked goods available at the shops that align to her mission and who have customers who enjoy delicious treats. Building relationships with competition is key, and you can lean on each other for support, brainstorm sessions, and partnerships. Now let's answer the last question about Taylor. Well, what makes Taylor's products better than or different from the competition? I know it's been a bit repetitive, but Taylor is unique because she's the only gluten-free and vegan bakery in the state of Oregon. This sets her apart from all of the other bakeries and cafes that sell pastries or anything similar. Her recipes are family secrets, delicious, and cater to a bigger community than any other bakery and cafe in Bend, Oregon, and in general, the state of Oregon. Now let's talk about the third C called capability. Capability is a breakdown of what the prospective business owner is able to produce within a set time and to how many people. It also brings up the conversation and contingency plans and road bumps. In this section, we want to find out the answer to these three questions. How much product or service can be produced in a given day, week, or month? And given size of target market available, what is the capability to serve this market? The what ifs, right? What if there were changes to circumstances that would change capacity, such as use of equipment, employees, different target market, how things are sold, or anything that is not part of the original plan? Having a conversation and writing down information about capability allows the prospective business owner and their team to be realistic about demand, production, and reach. So, how much product can Taylor produce in a given day, week, or month? Taylor and her team want to do 1 to 2 events a month and have consistent menu orders throughout the month as well. Taylor and her team have business hours of Monday through Friday from 9 to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 to 3 p.m. They're able to deliver baked goods, but they do encourage pickup options to save time and money. Now, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are order pickup days at Taylor's home, and Tuesday and Thursday are delivery days. Saturdays are reserved for events and baking for Monday orders. Now, Taylor bakes Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. She is baking custom orders and traditional menu orders. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, she also makes herself more available from 3 to 6 p.m. for pickup orders. She runs out customer orders at their arrival and ensures their payment has been complete. In between baking and picking up orders, Taylor works on capturing photos, updating inventory, cleaning up, organizing supplies, planning custom orders, and other administrative tasks. Tuesdays and Thursdays, Taylor and a family member will deliver orders all over Bend, Oregon from 3 to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, Taylor's day is spent at a special event, and if not, it's spent prepping for Monday orders. So sometimes Taylor is supported by her family to help her with one of these so that she can do the other. And in 1 week, Taylor can expect to have 1 custom order and 14 varying traditional menu orders. Her orders and capability will need to be revisited as her business becomes more and more well-known in the area. So this means Taylor and her team predict a monthly, let's say 3 to 4 custom orders, approximately 42 traditional menu orders, and 1 to 2 special events. This capability all varies based on season, and there are going to be slow weeks and months, but the busy seasons make up for those slow periods. Now, with Taylor serving primarily the Bend area, what is the capability that she has to serve in this market? Now, Taylor and her team report that she always sells out of product at special events and has consistent orders throughout the year, even during slow periods. So Taylor and her team know that the quality of the products that she makes is priority, which means they are not willing to push they're not willing to push Taylor into working themselves into stress. Taylor fulfills all of her orders on a timely basis and sells out at all events. Now, if inventory is running low and the schedule is full, Taylor and her team are able to communicate this with customers and let them know that the soonest availability in the baking schedule can be looked up on the calendar and written down. Now, being the only gluten-free and vegan bakery in town, Taylor will experience a large order for a special event. So in this case, Taylor's family will support Taylor in baking, packaging, delivering, and working the event and other regular orders. Now, Taylor has a goal to hire team members to help with baking needs in the future or for seasonal help. Now, let's talk about the what ifs. So what if Taylor's oven breaks? What if there's no car available to deliver items? What if there's a storm and people aren't able to pick up products and they go to waste? What if Taylor's goal of wanting to sell at a business partner happens sooner than later? What if people want a different menu item? Now, Taylor and her family know that customers bring trends in the way they shop and eat. Taylor wants to bring consistency with her year-round and seasonal menus, but also meets with her team regularly to brainstorm feedback and customer reviews. So during these conversations, and the menu can be adjusted, right, to cater to trends. If Taylor were to secure a partnership with a business to sell her baked goods on a regular basis, Taylor will have an additional revenue stream and can consider bringing on a paid team member to assist with baking, or she may need to adjust a current service or day to make more time to produce product. So for example, she may need to only deliver to regular customers on Wednesdays, so she can use the other days for baking and partner delivery. Taylor and her team are ready to adjust as needed. And if equipment were to break, Taylor and her team are ready to assist and use any financial resources to fix the problem as soon as possible and communicate the delay to all customers. Now, these conversations are absolutely crucial because it solidifies the investment of time and support from the prospective business owners' team members. So let's talk about the marketing plan. This section is dedicated to summarizing all items related to marketing and sales strategies. So in this section, we talk about product, placement, price, and promotion. This is where we really support the prospective business owner in showcasing their uniqueness through their product, quality, and customer service. So let's start this conversation by talking about product information. In Taylor's business, her primary product is vegan and gluten-free bread, bars, cookies, and pies based on a year-round consistent menu. Other complementary products and services that Taylor offers is custom orders that involve different flavors of products, seasonal gift baskets, and deliver or pickup options. These complementary products and services add value because people can choose to enjoy her traditional items or request items that they want for a specific occasion or dietary need. Now, seasonal gift baskets make for delicious and popular holiday presents and allows her community reach to grow. Taylor's delivery and pickup options allows flexibility and accommodation towards the customer's availability. But now the next question is, why will the customer need to purchase Taylor's baked goods and how often? Is there any sort of market approach or discount that Taylor and her team can tie into this? Now, Taylor's customers in the community of Bend will learn to know Taylor as the baker of shockingly good vegan and gluten-free baked goods. They'll seek her out as the expert and the best in creating baked goods for a wider range of customers. Taylor and her team want to offer a discount and special to repeat customers by creating a punch card system and a seasonal holiday gift basket percent discount to repeat customers. Now, for the punch cards, customers receive a punch if they spend more than $15 an order. They receive a free order of a dozen donuts or a dozen bars once the card has received its 10th punch. So repeat customers are customers who order on a monthly basis will also receive a 10% discount on each holiday seasonal gift basket they order for the holidays of Christmas, New Year's, Mother's Day, and Father's Day. So let's talk about the next marketing P, which is placement information. So who is the likely buyer? So let's help the prospective business owner describe their ideal customer. So for Taylor, Taylor's ideal customers are middle-class working families and individuals ranging from 25 to 60 years old. They are employed and many experience celiac disease themselves or have a loved one that does. Many are vegan or have a specific dietary restriction or choice that makes the main dish the perfect option for their health. Many of her repeat customers are females, while her event customers are more so a mix of different customers. Taylor's customers are happy to spend the money to find treats that they feel confident in eating, knowing it's billed with extreme care and quality. Taylor's customers are mobile and able to pick up or attend events. And Taylor's customers are active consumers of the community and attend community events where they support small businesses. So then where will Taylor sell her products? Taylor will start by selling her baked goods through order or special events. Orders can be custom or from the traditional menus. Special events are private catering, markets, or pop-ups, and in the future, she has a goal to partner with businesses to be their baked good provider. So people will know about Taylor through social media and word of mouth. Taylor will be able to receive messages and phone calls by the contact information provided on her social media, website, and business cards. Taylor and her support team will also take orders via phone and business email. So now that you've started a conversation about product and place, now it's time to talk about pricing. You'll want to help the prospective business owner and their team have the conversation of pricing their products and or services based on their location, target market, and quality. So here are just a few conversations that you could have through questions. So how will you know if your product and or service is over or underpriced? What do similar products and or services sell for? What income range is your target market? What is the anticipated market position for the primary product or service, as in, is it high quality, high price, or is it low price, moderate quality? Are you seeking an upscale average or discount seeking buyer? It's important to have conversations like these because ultimately, customers who pay for the service keep the business running. Business owners want to price out their products that meet where their customers are and what they're looking for. Now, Taylor and her support team have done extensive research, tasting, and relationship building with other bakeries and cafes in the Bend area. And since Taylor's business is the only one that is exclusively gluten-free and vegan, her pricing is going to be a little higher than others, as she will have other consistent ingredients that may be of high quality and more expensive. But Taylor does know that her baked goods are high quality and pointed towards the regular average shopper and will price them at a similar to moderate higher rate than her competitors. Now, Taylor and her team also know that they are targeting working middle class ideal customers, right? So competition charges cookies at $3.50 to $5. Taylor will charge $3.75 to $5.75. Competition charges bars at $3 to $4.75. Taylor will charge $3.75 to $5.75. Now, custom orders and special events will vary depending on order size and menu items. And then just remember, a business plan is a working document, right? So that means change is encouraged and will happen. In the future, supplies and ingredients may become more expensive, which means Taylor and her team will need to reevaluate offerings and prices. So let's talk about the marketing P, which is packaging. The prospective business owner you support can have the best product and the best service, but how will it be presented to the customer? Here are just a few questions that you can use to have a conversation around this topic. How will the product be packaged? What will it look like? Will there be multiple products in each package? What is the image you want for your package? What makes the service better? Does the opportunity exist to bundle this service with a product or service of another company? Now, Taylor and her mom have found cookie, bar, and pie slice boxes that come with 100 boxes for $19.99. These boxes have a see-through top and is made of recyclable material. They've found similar items for the cookies and the bar sales. And as well for the bread loaves, they found a 50-pack of paper bread bags for just $17.99. For pies, they found a pie box with a see-through top that sells 25 packs for $27.95. Now, Taylor and her family know that packaging is something that can change in the future, and they are able to customize packaging for special events and will charge more for that service. They also know that they may find a wholesaler they enjoy and will create a relationship with to get a discount on large orders of packages. But as of now, Taylor will not be bundling any of her products with other products from other businesses at this time. Taylor will be using pie boxes for larger orders of cookies and bars or combo of both. Taylor is wanting to spend a little more in packages that have a see-through top in order for the baked good to be seen and showcased when customers pick them up to shop and eat. Now, during the holiday season, Taylor will offer a bundle of all of her items and will continue to use the assigned packaging, but will buy holiday ribbon or cards that customers can add special messages to. Taylor also has stickers made for her packages that showcase her logo and contact information. And she has another family member who provides these stickers for free. So let's do a quick summary about the marketing Ps. We've talked about place, pricing, product, and packaging. Now let's talk about where and how a prospective business owner will spread the word about their business. So how are they going to promote their business? Here are a few examples: business cards, brochures, flyers, word of mouth, website, pop-ups, community markets, radio, commercials, social media, or even a signature logo. You'll want to have a conversation with a prospective business owner and their team to strategize how the product and or service will be promoted, because we can have a great plan about the actual product, but how are people actually going to see it and realize they want or need it? So Taylor is young and loves social media for personal use. Because of this, she also knows how powerful social media can be for businesses. So Taylor, her dad, and her cousin all manage the Facebook and Instagram page for the main dish. Taylor's role is to take pictures, be active in showing up in stories, and interactive with the community. Her dad and cousin manage priority of messages, inquiries, and questions. Her cousin also has a professional camera and takes pictures of Taylor's events, occasional baking days, and baked goods. Taylor works with her cousin to create a simple website that lists the menus, contact information, and then an About Me section. The website shares that customers will need to call or email the business to place an order. And Taylor has joined the local Chamber of Commerce. So this membership welcomes her to a community of business owners that order from the main dish for work and personal events. She also receives free advertising and great word of mouth marketing through the chamber. So during special events, Taylor has her stickers with her logo and contact information on all of her packages and a large stand that showcases her menu items and contact information. Taylor and her support team also carry business cards everywhere they go, just in case there's a perfect opportunity to share about the main dish. Taylor and her team are interested in growing their promotion strategies in the future, but as of now, they are content with the amount of business that they are receiving and staying busy with. So we've got 3 more sections to cover. They're the operations plan, management plan, and financials. The operations plan is critical because it identifies who will be responsible for various tasks. It helps prospective business owners and their teams think through needed support, equipment, and suppliers. It is also addresses contingency plans or what happens when things go unplanned. An operation plan also determines how quality is assured. It will be helpful for prospective business owners and their team to break down core production steps of the business and using that to identify what is needed by who, when, and then think of the contingency plan per scenario. So this is great practice to help the team understand the work and the detail it takes to run the business as at its best quality. So I mentioned earlier on slide 19, Taylor's involvement and the support she receives from her family and friends. This is a great start to Taylor's operation plan. Everyone knows what their role is, and they know that Taylor is the boss who wants to be involved and updated on all aspects of her business. Taylor and her team have worked through contingency plans and are ready to support Taylor with baking, supplies, transportation, and delivery when and if needed. And as for quality, Taylor and her team encourages customers to leave a review of the business on their Facebook page and Google review. They also welcome customers to call if they have any questions about their orders or the menu. Now, Taylor and her grandparents do a weekly taste test and an audit of inventory to ensure there has been no cross-contamination and all products are delicious and fresh. Now, an operation plan is focused on who does what, when, why, how, where, and quality, while the management plan is focused on running the business. The management plan provides an overview of the structure and even smaller solo teams that find this to be helpful as it outlines who to go to in regards to running the administration of the business. So management tasks are things like bookkeeping, taxes, payroll, hiring, marketing, partnerships, work schedules, business hours, licensing, permits, inventory and product purchases, maintenance, property management, and banking. These are management items that happen in the background in order for the product or service to be provided. So it's great to talk about these with the prospective business owner because it allows for clarity when it comes to deciding and managing important business operations. Now, Taylor and her team know that Taylor is involved in all aspects of her business. So Taylor trusts and leans on her support team when it comes to making decisions about business operations. Taylor's grandparents lead quality control and recipe trials. Taylor's dad maintains the website and social media pages. Taylor's cousin is a second baker, photographer, and assists as needed in multiple areas. Taylor's mom and grandma take lead in inventory and packaging. Taylor takes lead in baking, education, accepting payments, and customer service at special events. Taylor's parents take lead of taking custom orders via phone and email. Taylor hires an accountant that serves as a bookkeeper and prepares the business's taxes. Taylor does have a business bank account and has a strong relationship with her banker. Taylor also works with a certified benefits counselor to help her navigate through her benefits as she brings income in through her business. Taylor's vocational rehabilitation counselor is a resource for Taylor when needed, and Taylor and her support team meet on a monthly basis to update one another on any administrative changes, areas of improvement, and to celebrate growth. So let's enter the last section of the business plan, which is all about the financials. The financial plan includes 3 years worth of profit and loss and cash flow projections, along with a break-even analysis and balance sheets. This information will also be summarized in the narrative or the executive summary of the business plan. This can include critical benchmarks such as break-even points or financial goals and plans. Now, remember, a business plan is not complete without completing financial projections. It's also great to remember and ensure the prospective business owner and their team that these are simply approximate financials and, of course, not exact. So working on and creating financial projections is important to see if the business can break even or, even better, have a positive net income. So if yes, then this shows the business is feasible and can serve as a great green light to move forward with the business. If no, teams may need to take another look at the business plan, product and/or service, maybe pricing, customers, and marketing. Business financials are also required to receive loans, grants, and similar funding sources. Now, remember that collaboration is key when it comes to self-employment. Local small business development centers and women's business centers are great resources to assist with financial planning and often offer services for free. So Taylor can invite team members that she feels would be useful in understanding the financial details of her business. This can include her family members, her benefits planner, her banker, her VR counselor, and these projections will serve as a guide for Taylor as she starts, grows, and maintains her business. So remember when we talked about the executive summary? The section that is read first but completed last? At completion of the remaining sections, you'll have the information to create a strong, influential, thorough executive summary that showcases the business. So make sure to include the why of the business, but to also include the details such as marketing, product information, milestones, and a summary of financial projections. Now, a completed business plan is required from funders and investors. Business plans serve to encourage the prospective business owner and their team to look and plan the details of the business. Business owners and team members are able to return to the business plan when it comes to decisions, changes, and challenges. And now remember, business plans are working documents. They are designed to be revisited and updated as businesses grow and change. So my name is Sierra Ladroma. If you have any questions, please go ahead and email me. Let's talk, reach out. I'm happy to talk about business plans and how to support a team in doing so. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for attending this webcast.